In the early hours of Saturday morning, the quiet town of Shostka in Ukraine's northern Sumy region was ripped apart by fire and smoke. A Russian strike slammed into the town's train station, igniting passenger carriages and leaving at least 30 people injured. The scene was chaos, rescuers pulling people from burning wagons, medics rushing the wounded to nearby hospitals, and emergency crews battling flames that turned the once busy station into a blackened ruin. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy called the strike savage, saying Moscow could not have been unaware that it was targeting civilians. His words echoed across a country that has grown all too familiar with this kind of horror. Shostka lies just 50 kilometers from the Russian border, but for its residents, that distance has long felt meaningless. Missiles, drones, and artillery have blurred the line between front and rear, between military target and civilian life. Regional officials confirmed that a passenger train heading toward Kyiv was struck directly. Photos shared by Ukraine's prosecutor's office showed a carriage engulfed in flames, a chilling image of ordinary travel turned into a war zone. Local authorities reported that dozens of emergency workers were still combing through the wreckage late into the night. The attack is part of a wider Russian campaign that has intensified over the past 2 months, targeting Ukraine's railways, energy grids, and infrastructure that keep the country connected and moving. For weeks now, Moscow has been hitting transport routes almost daily, disrupting supplies, evacuations, and even humanitarian deliveries. Only a day earlier, Russia launched one of its largest overnight air assaults in months. Missiles and drones hammered regions across Ukraine, cutting power to more than 50,000 homes in the northern Chernihiv area. Ukraine's Ministry of Energy said emergency crews were working non-stop to restore electricity and repair damage to power and gas facilities as the country braces for another brutal winter. For many Ukrainians, these strikes are a grim reminder that energy, heat, and light can vanish overnight, just as they did during last year's coldest months. But Kyiv has not remained silent. In response to Moscow's renewed aggression, Ukrainian forces claimed a successful drone strike on a major oil refinery deep inside Russia's Leningrad region. Ukrainian officials have described these counterattacks as fair retribution, arguing that if Russia continues to hit civilian infrastructure, it should expect similar blows to its own energy network. The conflict has become a dangerous exchange of strikes, one that now reaches across borders and deeper into the heart of both nations. Meanwhile, European leaders are watching closely. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned of what he calls Europe's militarization, saying that any deeper involvement in Ukraine will draw a harsh response from Moscow. In Paris, authorities recently detained a Russian shadow tanker, part of an ongoing effort to curb illicit oil shipments that help fund the war. Every new escalation, whether in the skies over Sumy or in the corridors of Brussels, seems to tighten the knot of tension between Russia and the West. For the people of Shostka, though, the politics fade into the background. What remains are shattered windows, burned trains, and families searching for loved ones in the aftermath of another devastating strike. As Ukraine enters the fourth winter of this war, each attack feels like both a tragedy and a message, a reminder that the front line is everywhere, and that the battle for survival now extends far beyond the battlefield itself.